talk of the town. He is the toast of the town.
The toast.
They're toasting him already.
The burnt toast.
He was on the Joe Buck HBO premiere talk show, the first talk show in Joe Buck's.
Joe Buck's 2 Live.
Joe Buck Live.
Right.
You know, they're making a big deal about Artie's language on the show, and it's weird to me because, you know, they have the cat house, like prostitutes fucking
but
guys.
HBO's schizophrenic like that.
Yeah.
You know, like on certain shows you're not supposed to do it, and somehow you're supposed to know which shows are for cursing and which shows aren't.
What about Sex and the City?
Right.
They used to, I mean, the stuff on that show offended me.
But then they'll have something like the Bob Costas show, which never had any cursing in it.
I know, but they said, okay, I mean, they said do anything you want.
Well, I think they're schizophrenic in the sense that I think Joe Buck was going for more of a Letterman-esque kind of talk show where they talk sports and hang out. And
Right, because if you watched it, it was the Costas show. There was never any cursing.
I do believe, though, that these guys, when they booked you on the show, you know, sort of thought that you would be a talk show guest in keeping with your Letterman appearances and your Conan appearances and stuff like that. I think they probably were really blown out by the language, but nevertheless,
they should have said something. Right. They shouldn't have said "go to town."
They gave me no guidelines. Listen, I mean, this is crazy. I did an interview with the New York Times yesterday. Like, I mean,
about this?
Yeah.
Well, it's a big story in the sense that you went on, and HBO is now upset with you.
Right.
Oh dear.
And in fact, I was reading the paper today. They've blacklisted Artie from HBO Sports, which
wow.
I don't think.
Well, geez, Artie, I'm sorry for you.
I don't know how that would affect your career, but maybe it would. I don't know.
Look, me blacklisted from anything could affect my career, sure.
No, the HBO Sports Department was a major plank.
Here's the article. HBO wipes hands of Artie. Artie Lange meet the HBO blacklist. Lange, Howard Stern's radio sidekick, is persona non grata at HBO Sports after his profanity-laced segment on Monday's premiere of Joe Buck Live. I tell you what, I never knew who Joe Buck was. Now I do.
Yeah, I mean,
help them out that way.
There's something good that came out of this.
Sure.
He can he can go do as many Howard Stern shows as he likes, but he will no longer appear on HBO Sports or Joe Buck Live. HBO Sports President Ross Greenberg told the Post yesterday.
Wow.
Well, that's the greatest news ever. I can do as many Howard Stern shows as I want.
How does Ross know that you can do as many shows
when
as
did
you
he
want?
get to get permission to do this show?
He's executive producing this show.
He's the president of Hollywood.
Howard, if that's true, and you make that decision, I couldn't be happier about it.
We don't have any interest in his world. That's a quote from Mr. Greenberg.
You have your own world.
Lange appeared with actor Paul Rudd, barely. Paul Rudd didn't get a word in.
But they weren't trying. Did you see them struggling for words?
No,
Howard,
they had a good time.
They went, they both loved it. If you watch it, the crowd is guffawing. Like Michael Irvin is laughing. Like, look, I'm not going to say this about a normal appearance, but I have to defend myself. Like Jimmy Kimmel texted me yesterday and said, "Dude, that appearance was epic. They should have you back on every night." Like,
you should be his sidekick. Somebody said to me there should be the Artie and Joe Buck show.
Yeah, I mean, so Ross Greenberg has, I mention him a lot in this New York Times. I don't know if the New York Times thing ran at all, but he sounds like a moron. He gave me no guidelines, and he knows what I do. He read my book. He saw my stand-up. Can someone explain to him why I wouldn't do what I did on Letterman? It's CBS, it's Letterman, and quite frankly, I have a lot more respect comedically for David Letterman than I do Joe Buck.
Lange, discussing his appearance on yesterday's Howard Stern show, said Greenberg told him to go nuts if the discussion flagged. So go fuck yourself. I don't care how important you are in the business, Lange said to Greenberg. That's regrettable, Greenberg fired back. I said to him prior to the show that we need your energy if things get boring. He misconstrued that. I didn't mean that we needed this, which was a far cry from energetic. It was a mean-spirited, vitriolic diatribe with guttural language.
Howard, take away the first thing I said, okay?
Right.
And which was just a crazy joke that is the first time the audience reacted to anything, okay?
Right.
And the kid Jason next to me started whooping it up afterwards. Whoa, and the place went nuts. Then after that, it really was just me and Joe ribbing each other. and I told a story about his father, and I mean that was really that's what I did, and everything killed. I mean, But look, I don't care if I'm ever on HBO ever again.
Right.
This is the show that sells tickets to there's guys who have HBO stand-up specials that open for me on the road. I mean, that's the truth, because I'm on the Stern Show. I mean, I don't care, Ross. I really just don't care.
All right. Let's see. So Artie, who ever since he got off heroin is very energetic, appeared on a bunch of shows.
He is Mr. Energy.
No, Tim Sabian called me and asked me to call into Chris Russo. I wouldn't have done that.
Well, you can do sports with Chris.
Yeah, right. and
I heard that, by the way.
You heard it, Fred?
Oh, yeah, I heard that, by the way. He's not your friend.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Russo was, he was doing...
I didn't think Russo was... I thought you might have overreacted to Russo, and I'll tell you why.
I definitely think so, too.
I haven't heard the whole thing. We'll play it now. He thought you weren't funny. So you say, well, some people think I'm funny, and some people don't.
Okay, he had an issue with the language, too, and I just explained that I said, well, look,
but
Chris...
you got so angry with Chris. It was like saying, who cares what Chris thinks, whether you're funny or not? Just be like, you know what? I thought I did well. That's the only person I answered
Well, I
to.
was told that he was bashing me for a while. Well, that's what I was told. Tim said, you got to call in...
Tim wanted you to react to what was being said.
Tim asked me to call in.
And then Artie slammed this guy, Mike Francesco. Turns out Mike was defending Artie. You were
crap.
on fire.
Oh, dear.
Well, I've been wanting to slam Francesco for a while. He gave me a bad tip on a couple of college games.
Well, that's very understandable. So, anyway, let me play you the Artie. What was Artie busy with yesterday?
Yeah,
page?
How many shows yesterday?
I'm going to get you a bunch of clips here. What page is that again, Gary? The Artie page.
Artie has his own page.
JD page 1. Okay. All right. Here's Artie versus Mad Dog. What about that first clip? Can I pass on that one and just get right to
pass on the first clip.
Okay. Here's Artie versus Mad Dog. The two of them going at it yesterday.
People guffawed laughing. They don't laugh. They laugh politely if they have to. People were barreled over laughing. Watch the fucking tape.
Artie, I'm a big fan. You were not funny. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of yours, Artie. I watched. You were not funny. That was not a funny set. That was not a funny 8 minutes.
I'll tell you what, Chris, I'm a big fan of yours about sports, but you don't know shit about being funny. When you're funny, it's funny when...
Artie, I'm not trying to be funny. You tried to be funny, and you weren't funny.
Exactly. I was trying to be funny, and I was funny. Howard Stern thought I was funny.
We all know.
I got texts from people I barely know. Jimmy Kimmel sent me a text saying that appearance was epic. It was the best thing I've ever seen. It was hilarious, and they're going to have you back. Every funny person I know thought I was funny. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. Chris, I love
Billy Crystal, Artie, Billy Crystal didn't think you're funny. And Billy Crystal's better than Jimmy. And Billy Crystal is bigger than Jimmy Kimmel. And Billy Crystal did not think you were funny.
Billy Crystal, let me tell you about Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal hates Howard because Howard busts his chops. Billy Crystal's funny, but he's an uptight prick. He's a politically correct, uptight bastard. He's an egomaniac. We've sent out the Stutter and John to ask him questions. We play a tape. Oh, Howard's not funny either. I think Billy Crystal is unbelievably talented. Wait, let me talk. I think Billy Crystal is unbelievably talented. His stand-up is unreal, but he's full of himself, and he's taking it too far. I'm a Yankee fan like him. Now he thinks he's Mr. Big Shot, Mr. Pretentious, Mr. I Meet the President, so I don't give a fuck what he thinks is funny. I give a fuck what my fans think are funny, and they thought it was funny, Chris.
Artie.
And I don't care if you think it's funny either, even though I'll listen to you talk about the Jet-Giant schedule and what the record's going to be, but don't tell me about being funny, and I won't tell you about...
Well, no, but Artie, you need a guy. You tell me about sports, you're allowed. I mean, I don't say, well, I don't know, what does Artie know about sports? I don't say that. So why should you say that about me, about why I can't judge a comedian? What, you're allowed to judge your sports and I can't judge a comedian?
You're entitled to your opinion, but I don't respect your opinion about comedy. I tell you about sports, and a lot of times I'm wrong, and if you tell me I'm wrong, I'll believe it. Chris, I love you, man. You know I'm a huge fan of yours, but you're wrong about this. I was funny, and look at the audience. They guffaw.
You can't judge.
Michael, wait, Chris.
Oh, hold on now. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. I'm not allowed to judge your comedic value, but Michael Irvin can. Is that the way it's supposed to work? I can't judge it, but if Michael Irvin laughs, you must be funny. Michael Irvin doesn't know anything.
Chris, you could judge whatever you want. And Michael Irvin could judge whatever you want. I don't give a fuck about it either way. I'm just saying one's right and what.
Well, hold on. You brought up Michael Irvin 4 times and he thought it was funny. Well, why should Michael Irvin be able to judge it? I can't. That doesn't work. Michael Irvin's not a comedian. Well, why can he's a football player. A retired one at that.
I'll tell you what.
He's got no credibility with comedy.
Chris, you gonna let me talk? Or
yes, go ahead. Got to answer the question, though.
Because, Chris, I met Michael Irvin, and quite frankly, he's funnier than you are. That's how it is. You're funny, and you don't.
Michael Irvin can't get a job in the media business. ESPN fired Michael Irvin. Nobody wants Michael Irvin on. You're making Michael Irvin's a big talent in the broadcasting field.
Why the fuck was he on?
Because he's a Hall of Fame wide receiver, Artie. You think he's on because he's funny?
And I'm on Joe Buck Live because I'm on a Hall of Fame radio show. How'd that sound, motherfucker?
Well, that's different, Artie. We're not talking about... Forget Stern. We're talking about your appearance as far as humor is concerned and about language and about all those things. How about going on, Buck, last night and use better language and not make everybody cringe in America?
And being boring and nobody cares. Would you be talking to me right now if I went on and talked like Carol Burnett for fucking an hour or some other fucking jerk off you think is funny like Bob Hope? You're talking to me right now because of what I
Is Bob Uecker funny?
Is Bob Uecker funny?
Yeah, Bob Uecker funny?
I think Bob Uecker's hilarious.
Okay, does Bob Uecker use bad language?
Off the air.
No, in his jokes, does he use bad language, Artie? The answer is no.
What the hell is he talking about?
Chris, you're caught up in the 1940s, brother. I'm a Richard Pryor fan. I'm a George Carlin fan. I love Sam Kinison. I love guys who were on the edge. You don't. It's a difference. Howard Stern. And don't bullshit me, man. I used to listen to you and the Mike and the Mad Dog, and you guys would always talk when you were kissing Imus's fucking old ass. You would go, oh, Howard works blue. I don't work blue. I grew up listening to Howard, man. I work blue. And Joe Buck knew that, and he got it, and the fans fucking loved it. And today, people are talking about his show because of it.
The one thing I don't understand, maybe you know this and clear it up, Artie. When did Billy Crystal comment on Artie's appearance?
I don't know.
Never.
Russo seems to be aware of something no one else. Maybe they had a personal conversation.
Are they close, Billy Crystal and Mad Dog?
I have no idea.
Howard.
That is so funny.
Howard, listen.
I got more, by the way.
I know, but listen, I am a fan of Russo because he's real. He's really a geek. I mentioned Norm Macdonald to him, and he said, the guy on Cheers, Norm.
No.
You know what I mean? So he doesn't know anything about
outside of sports
or modern day stuff.
It wasn't his cup of tea.
Right, exactly. But he was yelling at me too, Howard. I mean, I was yelling back.
Michael Irvin thought it was funny.
He did.
That was funny. Chris is a funny guy.
He is funny.
When he starts yelling, he's just funny.
I love when two guys argue over whether they were funny or not. It's the best. I mean, I've gotten caught up in that crap.
Was the best. He's a football player.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I mean, exactly. Well, whoever's in the audience, when you're a comic, you're just happy anyone's laughing, man, you know.
It seems like you're getting caught up lately in a lot of fights with people, a lot of agitation. I'm worried about you, honestly.
Honestly, Howard,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Are
I
you?
really am. But people are fucking with me.
But I don't know. You think everyone's fucking with you.
No, I'm fine now.
You are?
And I'm in therapy, and it's starting
working?
to work.
It's working?
Did
Howard, you talk to your therapist about this?
I have a shrink session today. And,
Good.
Oh, good.
How long?
I love the guy. He's finally back from his honeymoon.
How many hours is the session today?
It's going to be about an hour and a half because I have a book signing tonight, so I have to calm down.
Right.
But I have so much anger in me. I do. I have anger in me,
really do.
and I'm working on it.
Okay. What is it, Fred?
I have a couple of thoughts. Book a triple session, number one.
You got it, Fred.
And number two, I heard that exchange yesterday, and in my opinion, Russo has no credibility whatsoever to judge who's funny and who is not.
No, you're missing the point.
But it's his opinion on
He's commenting on what he thought was funny.
But the difference in the argument, too, is he's commenting directly on what Artie does for a living as opposed to what's funny, and Artie's not commenting on what he does. What if Artie would have come out?
He does. Artie says
I don't say he does a bad
Artie
job.
says he's a fan.
I don't say he doesn't, but what if he called in and says, I don't think you're doing a particularly
He says
good show
he likes
today.
Artie. He's a fan, but he didn't think this performance was his best.
I think that's a nice little cop-out when people want to say something shitty about you. They preamble it with,
I agree.
You know, I'm a fan, but he sounds like that guy Mark Krisky.
Look,
Howard, I
he
was
gave his
on
opinion.
Right.
Quite frankly, who cares what Mad Dog's opinion
I agree with
is?
it, but
Artie did his thing.
I just want to
and,
say one thing. Also, his opinion is colored because his favorite comedian is Carol O'Connor.
Yeah.
And that's not even a joke.
Well, I mean, you know, Carol O'Connor is a great
And the
actor,
second
but
point-
exactly, he doesn't know what he's
And
talking
And the
about.
second point, I
yeah.
listened long after Artie had his meltdown on the air,
Yeah.
and he admitted, I believe he admitted he didn't even see it.
Oh, so then how could he comment?
You know what? That's the beauty of
He
Chris.
did not see the show.
Mad Dog didn't see the.
He did not
did he watch
see.
the performance on YouTube or something?
No,
he either
maybe not.
he either watched it on YouTube or he heard the tapes.
Or Billy Crystal called
He
him.
did
He heard
not see the show.
Billy
And
Crystal called him from the movie
Chris,
set.
I'll apologize ahead of time, but I believe it was about maybe an hour afterwards you admitted you didn't see the show.
I just like that Billy Crystal is discussing this with Mad Dog.
It would have been nice if Billy Crystal could have said it in his own words.
Hey, Howard.
Yes.
First of all, before a Springsteen concert, I went on Mad Dog's show a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And what I did on the Joe Buck show compared to what I did on Chris Russo's show looked like Romper Room. I mean, and he hugged me afterwards and said, that was great. I loved it. I mean, what you know, I mean, this is satellite radio. I am a dirty comedian. I admit that. I'm not as smart as Jerry Seinfeld, I guess. I'm not as smart as...
But when you go on, let's say,
Paul Rudd.
Letterman or Conan, you do not work dirty. You're able to do both.
I can do both,
That's
yeah.
right.
But on HBO, I figured, what the hell? Let it loose, man.
Right.
Why not?
All right, here's Artie versus Mad Dog round 2.
Oh, boy.
Artie, can we calm down with the language on that kind of show? Can we do that?
Listen, it's HBO, Chris. I will never listen to you with comedy advice, okay, buddy? You pick up my DVD, I curse like crazy. It's rated NC-17.
But I know when I buy your
Eddie
video.
Murphy did it.
Artie, I know when I buy.
I'm not going to your fucking kid's 8th birthday party.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Turn off HBO? I know if I buy your video, I know what I'm getting. I know when I sit there and buy your book, I know what I'm getting.
It's HBO. Artie Lange on HBO. What do you think? You're going to hear me through a psalm from the Bible? You got to be. Are you that stupid?
You can't calm down. Artie, you can't calm down. Artie, you can't calm down a little bit?
You can't calm down a little bit right now either?
I'm fine. You can't calm down a little bit, Artie?
You're not fine. You're not fine. You know what, Chris? No, I like to go over the line. I like to shock. I like to be funny. I like creating uncomfortable shit, and I love conversations like this. This sells books, man. I'm a businessman, too. My book went through the roof. I'm #1 on the Google Trends today. I don't give a shit about shit that much, except I want to be funny in my own way. I'm not censoring myself for anybody. This is like Lenny Bruce shit, man. Lenny Bruce got arrested, so I'm allowed to curse on HBO, and I'm going to fucking honor that. Howard Stern went through hell to be able to get me to... Howard Stern got FCC fines. Howard Stern's the reason you're allowed to talk like this on the radio right now, and I'm going to honor that.
I'm not using bad language, Artie. Artie, listen, I love Howard. I don't use bad language during a talk show.
You love Howard. There was different shit going on a few years ago with you and your fat fucking...
Oh, we got to leave Mike alone, Artie. Please, that's not fair. Don't get on Mike. It's not his fault.
Mike's fat ass is giving me shit. I saw Mike once at a Knick game. I couldn't believe they didn't sell him 3 seats. His ass was so fucking...
Oh, Artie, come on, don't pick on Mike. What did Mike do? Mike didn't do anything to you.
I'm not picking on Mike, but he's picking on me, so I'm hitting...
Well, when is he picking on Artie?
Chris, let me tell you something. I'm from the streets. You hit me, I'm hitting you back.
When did Mike pick... In 20 years that I was with Mike, he never mentioned you once. When did Mike pick on you?
I got a bunch of phone calls saying Francesca's stressing you, so guess what?
When did you... Artie, did you hear it yourself, or are you going by what your friend told you?
Oh, right. I'm sure my friend would call me up.
Well, I mean, people like to cause... Artie, people like to cause dissension. Yes, friends will call up. Yes, friends will say... People say things to get a reaction. That's what people do.
Chris, don't teach me about radio. I know people make shit up, but there's no way. I guarantee you Francesca gave me shit, just like you're giving me shit.
Not in 20... Artie.
I give a fuck about Francesca. I give a fuck about you, so I'm calling in. That's it. I mean, I don't have proof, but you know what? Whether I have proof or not, Francesca...
Listen, here's what I'd say.
Listen, one thing. Whether I have proof or not, Francesca still has a big fat ass.
No, I mean, listen, a little heavy. I'll buy that, but I mean, 19 years, and I worked with Mike for 19 years. He never said a word about it. He never.
I know. That's not what I'm talking
Well, the
about.
last
You
8
listen to
months,
me,
if he
I'm
said
talking about
something, I don't know that.
He didn't say a word about me because I'm not famous enough. But today I made news in his fucking world, so he said something. So I'm saying
Oh, I said
back.
something. So now you didn't tell me that. You said something today? He said something?
Yeah, I just tried to, but you keep screaming like a crazy person. Like Bruce just started playing Prove It all night. I mean, shut the fuck up and listen. Francesca trashed me today, so I'm trashing him back.
Oh, I didn't realize. Well, you didn't say. I didn't hear you say. Nobody heard you say today. I thought you meant over the years.
Because you're screaming too loud like a fucking broad. Calm down.
So then Artie was done and then called Bad Dog back to apologize to Francesca.
First of all, I don't know what happened because 40 people told me Francesca trashed me, and then a caller called up and said that he didn't. So no, I don't know what happened exactly.
So here's Artie apologizing.
Calling back with an
By the way,
apology.
Howard,
Yeah.
that was the most ridiculous conversation I've ever heard in my life.
Crazy.
It was
Artie,
nuts.
go ahead.
Chris, I'm sorry. Listen, the guy who just called up and said Francesca actually thought I made the show good. Now I feel bad because I made the mistake of listening to a friend. I apologize to Francesca. I don't know the guy, but I'll tell you what, he's right. It was a bore fest. It was a snooze fest, and maybe I thought I had to hit a home run instead of a double to right. So maybe I turned it up a notch. And again, this is where people are wrong. I didn't call Buck a cocksucker. That's not what I did. I would never do that. I made a joke about a website. I would never call him a cocksucker, all right? It's a difference of opinion. I'm sorry to Francesca, but Francesca's right, Chris. It was a bore fest until I started talking. And I'll tell you what, I don't think I'm Richard Pryor. I know I'm not that good, but I do what I do, and I'm trying to make a living. I went on there and I did it. And a lot of people who I respect, including Howard and Howard's honest, man. If Howard thought I sucked, he would say I sucked.
Howard didn't even see it, right?
Howard saw it and listened to it, of course.
He saw it live, or did he see it after the show was on?
No, he saw it afterwards. But he watched it. He watched the whole thing. And look at it. Chris, look at it. Buck is laughing when I'm doing his father. They cut to the audience. They're not laughing in a fake way. Michael Irvin's now. Both of the kids next to me are laughing, Chris. I know you don't like it, but look, we have a difference in opinion. I apologize to Mike. I did what I had to do. I'm trying to make a living here, brother. I'm trying to avoid becoming a longshoreman again. And I tell you what, I'll keep doing it if it sells books, but not just because of that, because it's true to whatever. You want to call me an artist? I don't think I am, but I'm true to this the way Richard Pryor was true to his honest comedy. I will always do this, and I'll always listen to you, Russo. I won't bother you again. I love you. I'm going to keep listening.
Right.
Thanks for taking my call.
Artie feels bad now.
Artie was feeling bad, and is it true Mike Francesco really had to buy 3 seats at the stadium?
Well, it's expensive, too. Like
Right.
$2,000 a seat.
Well, there you go. I mean, you must be a little bit worn out, huh?
I am, Howard.
You're yelling and screaming and
I
carrying
feel
on.
a fraction of what it must be like to be you when you get a lightning rod of stuff. Like
Well,
it's like I mean, but the New York Times called me. I mean, there's a war on.
You're like Crazy Alice. You're yelling and screaming on all these radio shows.
Well, I mean, again,
So-
I would never.
Has he become Crazy Artie?
Crazy Artie.
Shut the fuck up, crazy motherfucker! Fuck you, motherfucker! Chris Russo, fucking cocksucker! You ain't no Italian. You ain't no Italian. Fuck you, half Fred.
Dick, don't you?
You suck dick, don't you?
I leave a dirty cocksucker.
Listen, Howard, I wouldn't have
This is
called.
what,
I wouldn't have called if Tim asked me to call.
What I thought was really wild was that HBO now, on their website, bleeped the entire thing. Like
Oh, they have bleeps in it?
They're uptight about the language that was used.
I
which-
guess their sports area is where they don't curse.
I guess. I don't know.
Well,
I think they want to be, they're a little schizophrenic, as you said. They want to be a bunch of different things, HBO Sports and HBO Regular, and, they're the dirty channel.
Here's the crazy thing, Howard, and I've said this before on the air. I am such a fan of HBO Sports. Their documentaries, Thrill in Manila, like they are. Liev Schreiber does all of the narration. They did a thing about the Oakland A's and the Raiders in the '70s. It's one of my favorite things ever. I own it. I love HBO Sports. I love Bob Costas.
They don't love you.
But they don't love me. So there's a lot of people I love who don't love me, by the way.
Right.
But anyway, let me just say, I told this to the New York Times last night. Here's exactly what Ross Greenberg said to me, okay? And I'll tell you what Joe Buck said to me, too. And there's witnesses to this. He said it in front of a few people. And he's not going to like this, and I don't agree with this, but this is what he said. He said, look, Art, with a big smile on his face. Ross Greenberg.
Okay.
With a big smile on his face, he comes up to me and he goes, listen, man, if these two guys get boring, you go in there and put in some energy, and you're the cleanup guy,
Right.
And he said, if these two guys get boring,
Right.
And Paul Rudd, who is a talented guy, and
Greenberg claims that what he meant by
I didn't say go
some...
nuts.
Right.
I said go nuts. That was right. He didn't say go nuts. He said
give
if these two guys give him some energy. Now, Joe Buck in the green room in front of a bunch of people said to me, listen, give it to me, man. Let me have it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He said, let me have it, man. That's what this is
like
about.
Like roast him, kind of.
Yeah, well, no, he just said, let me have it. I don't know what I mean. And so if you say that to me on HBO, what does he think's going to happen?
I don't know.
I guess you're right. The first thing was a little strong, but then I made. I told a touching story about how much I loved his father.
Right. Well, listen,
Everybody forgot that, Artie.
I know.
That's right, Art. I was reading a guy named Tommy Craig's column in I think this is from Miami, but I don't know. I don't know where he writes a column, and he said that he thought that Joe Buck's phony outrage over Joe Buck's show is ridiculous, that having Artie on
He invited Artie.
He invited Artie. Artie was wild, and that's what they could have expected. And Joe Buck now distancing himself from his own show is sort of a wild thing in itself, that this is your show, and you kind of wanted this, and now you're conveniently saying you didn't want it. HBO took Artie's appearance off of YouTube, and they had it removed.
YouTube?
Yeah, off of YouTube because they had it removed. I didn't hear the rest of these, though. There's a couple other shows, I guess, that commented on Artie. This is the Dan Patrick radio show from here at Sirius, I guess.
Well, I guess that, Gary's happy because they stopped talking about the pitch.
Yeah.
Well, at least I did something manly. No, I was offensive.
Before we dive into Brett Favre's appearance last night on the Joe Buck show, the Joe Buck / Artie Lange show on HBO.
It's a good show, the Favre, and then the nice piece on David Wright, and then that great segment with Paul Rudd, who's hysterical, and Artie Lange, and some guy.
Paul Rudd wasn't hysterical.
Well, he only had 2 words.
Paul Rudd was there?
Yeah, I think he said, hi, Joe, and that was it.
It was a hijacking last night.
Yes, it was.
Brutal.
Yes, it was.
Brutal but transfixing TV.
I was not turning the channel. There's no doubt about that, but I've never felt more uncomfortable or sorry for a host in my entire life. Oh.
But what do you expect with Artie Lange? This is a comedian with Howard Stern, and Artie's off heroin, and if you listen to the show, Artie never shuts up anymore. He's got 1,000 things to say, and I think he probably got on and said, hey, you know what? This is kind of boring here. Let me liven this up.
Exactly.
He pulled a Howard, like when Howard did that to Arsenio Hall, and he's done it to other places, but they went to him, and the first thing he said to Joe Buck, I can't even come close to repeating on the air, but poor Joe looked like, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, he was shell-shocked.
Yeah, I think that he, and probably had his family there. That's a big thing. It's his first show. It's HBO. He wants to get into the entertainment field. And I can host one of these shows. And
some producer in the back room in the early planning was like, you know what? Why don't we go a little crazy? Let's get a guy a little risque. How about Artie Lange?
That Artie Lange, I hear it. All the kids like him.
Yeah, it'll be great.
He's edgy. Yeah, that'll be good. But I think what he made the mistake of maybe waking Artie up a little bit. And he started to give him a little bit of grief. You, as a host, you got to be careful if you're going to pick your battles with a comedian, a stand-up comedian who's just going to fire back. I mean, Artie's used to doing this every single day of his life. And I think that's where Joe found out, especially the websites that Joe apparently goes.
Joe's 10 and 15-year-old sons, by the way, were in the audience.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
I wasn't told that.
Oh, dear.
Why would that have mattered?
Well, you know what?
You know
Maybe.
what? They're a little less innocent today.
Lang, you would have thought that he went on kicking and screaming, like he didn't want to go on the show. That's the feeling I got. It's like, I don't want to be here, and I'm just going to start taking shots. I'm bored. I'm going to start taking shots.
And the funniest part was he just says some really off-color stuff for about 2 minutes, and he goes, but, you know, Joe, I love your father. He's a great broadcaster, one of the best, old-school guy, didn't take any BS, and starts complimenting his father, but still throwing in swear words as he's complimenting him.
I thought it was Joey Buttafuoco when I first tuned in. I did. I saw Artie. I went, is that, it's Artie. I thought it was Joey Buttafuoco there.
Hey, Marie, you're on the air in El Paso.
Hi, Howard.
Hi.
I love you.
Love you.
I I just wanted to say, Artie, because I was a big Jackie fan, and so Artie's kind of humor, it's always been something that I don't really get or I don't really understand, but it's always kind of been like he's not really himself, and I think it was the drugs. And I've been in rehab. I've just been out of rehab for like a month. And I know exactly what he's going through because, like, I'm now myself, like being a bitch and, like, shouting at people. And you know what I mean? You're being yourself, Artie. And that's what I really, really appreciate about your humor now, is that you're being honest. And that's what makes it really funny.
Okay.
No,
I guess.
she likes you.
That was a weird turn, but thank you,
She
sweetie.
back into it.
I wonder how many times HBO will rerun this disgraceful episode.
I don't know. It sounds like they're bleeping it, but it is on their website. It's still there.
I know it's bleeped somewhere. Some people write me letters now about this whole thing,
and can I say something
I'm trying
else?
to understand it, and I think somewhere it's bleeped, and YouTube took it off. That's what I know.
I don't know why YouTube would take it off, but
they don't take anything off.
HBO had it removed from YouTube somehow.
They don't want people seeing the unbleeped version.
Yeah.
One other thing about my intent, I was excited to be invited to that. That's a big deal for me. And a live HBO. It is for an HBO. I mean, I got a book out. It's an HBO show. Brett Favre and Michael Irvin are Hall of Fame guys. Favre will be. And, I didn't go there to do anything but try to make the show good and be funny. Joe Buck was very nice to me. He's a big fan of this show, and I didn't go on and try to hijack anything.
What was it like after you, like when you were leaving? Did he shake your hand?
He shook my hand and said, "Great job, man. That was great." And
you weren't ushered out by cops or anything like that.
I mean, look, every one of the crew guys hugged me and said that was the greatest thing ever. I mean,
Joe Buck himself. What did Greenberg do?
I didn't see Greenberg on the way out. I mean, I had to get up in the morning, so I left.
Right.
I mean, I didn't know I had to stay an extra half hour for the internet thing. I mean, I had to get up in the morning, but I stayed. And again, I would never say this except to defend myself. But if you got Paul Rudd and Jason on the phone, the two guys.
They thought it was funny.
Who were with me?
Yes.
Paul looked at me and said, "Do you realize how amazing what you just did was?"
Well, maybe we'll try to get this going. We'll try to call Paul Rudd.
I believe Artie. I don't think I need to call Paul Rudd.
You don't?
I believe.
I would like to hear everybody's take on this.
You need to hear it all. Marianne, why don't we have everyone in the world call it? Marianne from Brooklyn, you're on the air.
Artie, don't you have anything better to do than call a lame radio show?
What do you mean? He's promoting a book.
He's calling Mike and all these shows.
No, he called Mad Dog because
Mad Dog to promote his book.
Tim asked him to do it.
Oh, but Howard, can I ask you something? Do you think that Artie using your name like Howard said it throughout this whole thing, are you upset about that, or it doesn't really matter to you?
No, Artie works with me, and he's quoting things that I said. I thought it was funny.
No, I'm talking about on the shows. Like he says, Artie's my boss, and Howard's my boss, and I'm only going to listen to Howard, and I only listen to the great Howard. That's what he keeps saying, almost like you're his father figure, and he's got to put it out there like you have to protect him.
No, I think it's a way of him saying that he works with me and respects my opinion.
Well, that's nice. I have to say one more thing. It's not such a big deal, Artie. Life goes on, you know what? And you should just chill out because you're trying to be in, rehab and stuff. So everybody does have a life, so we should all move on. Love you, Howard.
All right, Marianne.
I am chill. I'm very calm. This.
I've read a lot in the internet and stuff, and it seems like that man you're talking about, he said that he really wanted to kick you off, but because he promoted it so much, he wasn't going to do that, and that you were supposed to give energy and not that kind of raunchy, crazy behavior, because I think the reason...
All right, very interesting. David, go ahead. You're on in Toronto.
I just want to tell Artie, he's like a road that's been paved twice. Retard. You are less Italian than you are funny. I think you should concentrate on that. And the title of your new book, if you understand Italian, should be Chop Book. It means fat little fuck.
Well, not an Artie fan.
I don't understand what he
said. Sounds more
said.
like... I think this is Mr. Greenberg on the phone.
He did a great joke. You hear him? A paved road, retard.
Retard.
Yeah, no,
that was a good one. That's funny, man. Can I use that one?
Howard's my boss.
Yeah,
you
right.
can use that one.
Thanks, buddy.
You can use that one, and maybe you'll get a laugh.
Right. I never get laughs.
People laugh because
I never get laughs.
Doesn't mean you're funny.
Oh, okay. What would mean you're funny? People not laughing?
No, it would mean people laughing because you said something that was actually humorous, not belligerent. People laugh out of.
Yeah, that's
a
lot of your detractors are saying you've become very angry and belligerent.
Oh, okay.
That you used to be sweet Artie, and now you're vicious Artie.
Okay, well,
I thought that the Joe Buck thing was entertaining. Now, I don't know. I don't even believe everyone's carrying on like this.
I can't believe it
was
either.
Very controversial. We had no idea that they would be debating this all over everybody's ear.
Listen, if I was on there with Barack Obama, I would not have said what I said. Okay,
You said it was a setting where you felt comfortable enough to do your thing.
Exactly.
All right.
I'm
Well,
sorry, guys.
Now, were you excited by all this, or were you upset by it? What happened yesterday in your life? Were you turned on by all of the attention, or were you turned off to this?
I have to admit, Howard, I was turned on by it.
You liked it. You
Yeah.
liked all the attention.
It's exciting. I mean,
Did Team Lang come together and say this was a good thing?
I haven't met Team Lang.
Did you discuss this with your agent? Did you discuss it?
They
with
all
your...
think it's great.
They
Yeah,
like
that's
it.
what I was talking about.
because
That's Team Lang.
the book apparently
doing well.
went through the roof.
So that's what you want.
Yeah. The
So
book,
you got what you needed.
Well, I mean, it's publicity,
Right.
And
so you weren't having any sort of second thoughts about it, doubts?
No.
You feel good about your appearance there, and
Howard, listen, all I can go by is I've done a lot of talk shows, okay?
Right.
And I've done 1,000 of these shows and whatever, and I've done a lot of things in front of an audience. I thought it was great.
Right. So that's all you have to worry about.
And
Why
I've been on
yourself?
and I've been on before, and I've thought I've been bad too.
Why defend yourself? That's what you've got to do in therapy. You got to say, listen, I thought it was great. That's what I did. I stand by it.
Well,
that's it.
People are.
Don't get affected by everyone's opinion.
I'm not affected by it.
Good.
Really, I'm sort of just sitting here and people are coming to me. People called me. Tim called me and asked me to call Russo. I look, and everyone gets into this business because you want attention, and of course I was turned on by it.
I was glad to hear you say you were a narcissist. I think your numbers would be higher this week than mine.
I'm a narcissist.
He might be higher than you.
Yeah, you might be a little above a 34.
Right.
Robin, look, anyone who gets into comedy, think about what a comedian says to the rest of the world. Look, guys, I don't only think I'm interesting and funny. I think people will pay to fucking hear me. I mean, of course I'm a narcissist.
But I was going to ask you something. You would never go to your therapist to evaluate a performance, would you?
No, I wouldn't. But I might go to my therapist to understand why I'd care so much. Right.
I see. Okay.
Right. In other words, when I go into therapy, I have had issues where I care what everyone thinks. Mm-hmm. And we get into that. Why care about...
that's a different issue. I thought you were saying maybe you should talk to your therapist about, whether this was funny or not. And that's not what you're going to do.
No, I think Artie needs to deal in therapy with a lot of issues. This isn't one of them.
Right. What would he be talking about in relation to this, though?
His anger, he is lashing out at anyone who criticizes him, which is understandable. Mm-hmm. But the anger is so off the wall.
Right.
Well, you know what?
It's crazy that it's making his life like
a little bit unlivable.
And I would guess, if I may play shrink here, that all of this excitement, all of this fighting with everyone, all of this turmoil is keeping Artie from really getting to the things that bother him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
He's keeping himself busy.
You're 100% correct.
Right.
Something about that, though. I remember going through an anger phase.
Yes, I remember that
in
phase.
the few months that I did therapy.
Yeah.
And then cured yourself.
Before I quit.
Right. Before you declared you were cured. Yes.
And that's one thing that happens. A lot of your unexpressed anger just rises to the surface, and it is a little bit uncontrollable at the beginning.
Oh, it's horrible. And what is that famous quote by Richard Nixon, like, your enemies only win if you get mad, because then you destroy yourself. You know? And look, Howard's right. I have anger in me that's tremendous, and it's about a bunch of things. And thank God I found a therapist that I like. Like, I really like. I call him on the phone when I can't see him. If I'm on the road. So I'm working on it, man.
I believe that you need to be in therapy 5 days a week for now.
Okay.
Now, I'm not making a joke.
I don't understand. Is it structured therapy? What are we talking about?
It's a psychotherapy, I believe, that Artie is involved with.
It's intense.
And it's
But is it structured? Like we see each other on this day at this
It's
hour?
twice a week based on his schedule and mine.
Based on
based on
You
know,
don't have a set appointment?
In the beginning of the week, he'll say, I have this day and this day, and I'll say, okay, let's do it that way.
What about locking into 3 or 4 times a week at a set time?
I'll bring that up to him today.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be the move because
I think you could, get through this a lot easier, maybe dispel a lot of that anger
I think he's
in therapy.
I think I'll get through a lot of money, too.
Well, that, too. We can run through that.
You're right. No, listen,
getting better does cost money.
If I could tell
an
you,
investment in you,
if I could
Artie.
tell you what I spent on heroin,
Right.
it
Pales
it's
in comparison.
way less.
What'd you spend a week on heroin? Would you say? I mean, there's no exact number, I'm sure.
A week?
When you really were at your worst.
At my worst? Yeah. Well, I read once that that Yoko Ono and John Lennon in the 70s were spending $5,000 a week on heroin. In the
and
70s.
that was the 70s.
Yeah, and I think, but you see, here's the thing. I was having it delivered because I was afraid to be seen going.
So there's a surcharge?
Well, absolutely.
It's like McDonald's. If they could deliver it to your house, they have to charge you something.
And these
Pizza
were
Hut,
these were guys that I would overpay because I was afraid. I don't want them mad at all. You know. And I'll give you the most I ever spent in 1 week.
Go ahead.
Probably. You know what? I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, not because there's a bunch of issues here.
Oh.
By the way, I mean, how often do you have to have it delivered?
About twice a day. no,
Is that true?
No. A couple times a week.
Right.
Yeah.
How long does the delivery person hang out? Do they just deliver and then leave? Like
you don't have to hang
you
with
have to
them.
hang out with them?
Sometimes it gets uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Sometimes they use bad language. Sometimes Ross Greenberg will say, look, you're Artie's heroin dealer. If it gets boring, try to mix it up a little bit. And they completely misread him.
Does the delivery person ever, like, once in a while, like, hand you the bag and then, like, pull it away real quick and, like, just fuck with you?
No, they don't want to. They want the money, so,
They don't want to tease you with it?
That doesn't happen.
You're not in any mood to pull back the money, are you?
No, I'm not.
So when somebody, maybe let's put it this way, see if you can answer this. When somebody's habit is bad, like what generally would they spend a week?
Well, here's the thing. I never
5,000 sounds incredible.
I never shot it.
Right.
I believe John and Yoko were shooting it. You go through it way quicker.
Right.
So, I would say even adjusting $5,000 a week now would be a shitload of money to pay for heroin because heroin's cheap.
Could you have spent $7,500 a week?
No.
No, not that
He's
much.
saying he didn't go that way.
He didn't go that way.
It's cheaper.
Well, it's like I never smoked cocaine either.
Right.
For some reason, I had these levels, and I was at parties where
There was times you were afraid to go that.
Yeah, because I would have
level.
lived in that bottle, and I was at parties where I was handed a pipe, and I just said no to that somehow because I thought that was another level. And if you smoke coke, God, the money just goes because then you just get rid of it so quick.
Do you think you're insane?
On some level, sure.
You do.
I mean,
qualified. Are you
insane.
Do you think you're insane?
No, I don't think I'm
No.
insane.
In other words, do you think you have a death wish?
Oh.
Which would be insanity. You
I
know
think,
that.
yes, I know that.
Right.
I think at one time I might have, but not anymore.
All right, good. All right, well, that's good to hear.
Well, listen,
let
Howard,
me
I tried
ask
to
you,
commit
Howard.
suicide. Howard.
Right. So are you insane?
No, I think I was at one point, but I'm not.
Now you're
but listen, I'm not trying to be wah here, but the pain that I went through, the darkness of seeing my father the way he was so traumatizing to me. And my father asked me to kill him once a week.
Right.
And he was my best friend, and we did everything together. And when we played catch, my hand would hurt from how hard he threw the ball. And the last 4 years of his life, I had to wipe his nose. And it just it really was something I couldn't get out of my head. And I never went to therapy for it. And my mother always looked tired. She would set her while working.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead. I mean, I'm just trying to answer
Your father. No, I hear you. Your father exhibited a lot of bad behavior.
Yes.
You described a story that I thought was almost too outrageous to believe that he would, install, phony cable.
But never did drugs or
Right.
drank or anything,
Right.
which is weird. And he never gambled. It was weird.
Do you think a lot of your outrageous behavior is an attempt to be like your dad?
Absolutely.
It is.
1,000.
Because you admire him so much that all of his negative behaviors you think are good.
You could not be more correct. My father would tell me stories about how he used to fool around in school and get in trouble. And that absolutely made me want to do that.
So you
Well,
think,
wait a minute.
So
We
you
were
think that
on-
being a real man is behaving outrageously or
Probably.
badly?
Well, no, not bad. But you see, because in a lot of ways, I'm a good man, Howard.
No, I'm not accusing you of being a bad man. You're a good-hearted guy.
Yeah, but
do you think outrageous and bad behavior
Is manly?
is manly?
Sure, in a way there is. But I'm older now. I used to think that. I realize now, of course. I mean, listen, the stuff I do on an HBO
No, I'm not
show.
talking about,
and
forget HBO.
Right, okay.
I'm not talking about HBO. I'm talking about
You're
the
talking about his
heroin.
life,
I'm talking
yeah.
about your life. I'm talking about doing outrageous things. Stuff that you don't even talk about here.
I think I'm mature enough now to realize that that's wrong. But for a long time, I thought that was what a man was. Absolutely.
Let me ask you something, though, because we were on the conversation about insanity.
Right.
And insanity is not regulatable.
That's right.
Okay? You can't control. That's what insanity is.
That's why I asked the question, because insanity means you're insane. It means, in other words,
it means you
there's
don't
no,
have a choice.
the only way that you can recover from it, if you want to call it a recovery, is to be medicated.
Right. You have to be controlled outside of yourself.
Absolutely.
So
You can't say, today I'm not insane.
right. So
You are if you're insane, that's it.
there's no
There's no cure.
I was insane yesterday.
No, there isn't.
That temporary insanity defense. What do you think of that?
That's why I asked you if you think you're insane, because
Well, do you think I'm insane?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking that something's going on where my recommendation, and I don't say this lightly, the reason I said you should be in therapy 4 or 5 days a week is to find out what's really going on with you. That
Right.
You should know what's going on with you.
Right.
In other words, you're an older guy with the heroin and stuff. That's dangerous stuff. I mean, you're playing with fire.
I understand.
And I love you, and I don't want to see anything bad happen to you. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I know you do, Howard.
So the thing is that if you are insane, let's assume you are, they can medicate you.
Right.
And if they medicate you, you'll have a good life. There are many people I know in my personal life who are, mentally ill. And people go shocked when you hear, mental illness. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, let me hit fuzzy
I don't
Hill.
want anything bad to happen to you. So if you are mentally ill, they should medicate you. If you're not, then you got to get to the bottom of this anger.
But let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you something.
Right. Because you tried
Okay.
to commit suicide, and that scares me.
But I tried to commit suicide because I had just done coke for 3 days and I ran out of it. And
so you might not be insane.
I don't think I am.
But taking coke for 3 days is insane.
I know. But so everyone who does coke for 3 days, there's a lot of people who do that. I mean,
and they're
But
not all
part
insane.
of
I
all
don't
that-
think I'm insane. I don't think I'm insane.
Artie, sometimes the drug taking is an attempt at self-medicating because
of course it
of
is.
insanity.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, all right.
That could be behind the drug use,
But
too.
okay, and that's
It could be. I'm
completely
not a doctor.
understandable.
Yeah, I don't know.
I understand that.
Right.
But I'm not on any medication right now.
Right.
And for a couple of weeks on the show, I really was out of my mind, ruining interviews and shit.
Right.
And do you feel I've made an adjustment there?
No.
No?
No. You've made some adjustment, but not
Well,
really.
some adjustment.
Not really. No. I don't think so.
But some adjustment.
Some.
Right.
Right.
So
I think you're having a hard time controlling yourself.
I'm going towards the.
Yeah. I think you're doing better. I just think that what I'm worried about.
That's on my own. So, and I'm going to keep and listen. I will keep trying to do that.
There's something going on though that concerns me. That in doing your own rehab, I think you're going through a tremendous difficulty right now. You came off heroin, which
Right.
I applaud you, and I think is unbelievable. I mean, an amazing feat, because anyone who understands addiction, that ain't easy.
Oh, no.
This is the
And
hardest thing you're going through.
It's not just the drug.
And I don't think you even know inside of you how, forget the physical addiction, the
Right.
psychological addiction. That emptiness now, that void that isn't filled, has to be filled some other way.
Well, it's the Charlie Parker quote. They can get it out of your blood, but they can't get it out of your brain.
Right. When you're
But
an
not only
addictive person.
that, whatever you were taking it for you're now subject to having to control
right.
or
You're
face.
feeling things. Thoughts are creeping in that the heroin would dampen. In a way, you were medicating whatever it is that's bugging you, whether it is insanity, whether it's just the death of your father, whether it's the combination of everything that goes on in the pressures of your life. Whatever's going on now, you're starting to feel.
Right.
And I think
that's a hell of a thing to have to go through on your own.
I know I have trouble negotiating my feelings. That's why I'm there 3 days a week. I can't imagine what it's like for you coming off heroin. That's why I'm saying.
Well, I am going. I'm going, and it's 2 days a week now. But I'll tell the guy I want more. I believe you, Howard.
I'm telling you. I think that I'm worried because, listen, you're a dear friend. But aside from working with you, forget the work. I'm talking about you're a good-hearted human being and a good man and a funny guy and a talented guy. And I think that this is a lot of pressure you're going through right now.
It is.
I recognize that.
Thank you.
But you got to get assistance. I mean, you got to find out what's going on inside of you because no one can do that on their own. Very few people, unless you're, so self-evolved that you can figure out what's going on.
And I'm not.
And I'm not either. So I'm not trying to set myself as an expert.
Yeah, and there are some people who it's just a drug thing, and they just get off the drugs, and they're fine. But if the drug was something to cover up something else.
Sure it was.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
You see, let me tell you something. Well, this is why I enjoy therapy now, and it's working. Just this conversation makes me feel better.
Right.
It does,
because
and I appreciate it.
Right. Well,
because
people care about
because it's with people I respect.
Right.
Okay, and I respect this guy a lot.
Good.
And God, is he a wise soul? And
here's the other thing: you also tend to turn everybody into either they're the greatest or the
shittiest.
Worst.
All right.
He's a man.
I understand.
He's got expertise in this area.
Right.
He's going to sit with you. Some days you're going to hate him. Some days you're going to love him.
Right.
But he knows what he's doing. I know the guy's credentials.
Yes.
Yeah, I was involved with that.
I know the guy's address. He better know what he's doing.
Right. He better because there's a lot of money going on.
Yeah,
but as I said when you were first talking about it, it's a commitment you have to make to go through the rough patches and this lovely honeymoon.
Right, this is a honeymoon
going
phase.
on here.
I went to my psychiatrist and I said, I can't fucking stand this anymore. I don't want to be here. I want to get out. And by the end of the session, I felt great. So it was like, you're always going to have those feelings you want to get away from therapy.
Right.
I just say, look, who the hell knows what's going on? You've had a volatile past, the horror of your father, as you point out, and who knows what else went on there. You might have blocked out a lot of shit that you don't even know really what went on.
Well, I mean, I can tell you for one thing, I was never abused in any way.
Oh, no. That does nothing.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying.
Me neither. I mean, look at us. Who's going to abuse us? No one's attracted to us.
Abuse comes in many colors.
Believe me, I wish someone would have abused me.
No, I'm just saying. I just
paid attention.
And anybody can formulate an opinion on what you just said. I just want to make sure I was not abused.
I'm not talking about abuse.
Right. I understand.
And
you're right.
If anything, my abuse was people ignored me because of the way
that
I
was
looked.
terrible for you.
Right. I wish someone would have touched me inappropriately.
I want to be abused.
So anyway, listen.
Right.
This is a topic for off the air, but the fact of the matter is...
So let's do it on.
Let's do it on. No. What I'm saying
so much
is...
better on.
I appreciate
even this episode with Joe Buck,
right?
While I believe it was, television for me, anything goes. I'm not uptight. But I have a feeling even this weighs on you more heavily than you even know. Mm-hmm. That this is a lot of attention all of a sudden.
It is.
And there's a lot of pressure in it. Even the way, like, you're trying to convince this sports guy that you were funny. Mad Dog.
You're convincing the Mad Dog.
Yeah, you're caught
I'm turning into the Mad.
You're caught up in a lot here, and there's a lot going on top of which you're running around the country promoting this book, doing stand-up.
It's a crazy month
and you just got off heroin. So...
It's nuts.
I'm saying this whole schedule sounds crazy to me. Everything about this sounds crazy to me.
Right.
Is what I'm saying to you. And, there's got to be time also to just sit down, relax, get in touch with your thoughts.
You're right.
And really focus on yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see that happening here. I see a lot of busyness to keep you busy, to keep you off of the heroin.
Off of Artie.
Yeah. Keep you away from it. Keep you off Artie, keep you off heroin, keep you off whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
There's a lot of running around. There's a lot of energy going on here. And I'm just,
a lot of distractions is what they call it.
And I hope the psychiatrist will sit with you and try and sort of say, hey, Artie, slow down. Learn to say no to a few things.
Well, that's what he said. He goes, because I called him from L.A., and he's like, well, where are you going? Like, I told him my schedule.
Right.
And up until July 1st, it is crazy.
And even with this show, it's like not everything has to happen at once. Like I always say to Artie, this is a long haul. We have another year and a half. Let's slow it down. Let's just take it easy. There's a lot of panic and pressure here going on. And I worry about you. And I've said this to you off the air, and I'll say it to you on the air. You're a friend, a dear friend. You're a good-hearted man. And I hope the audience doesn't forget that because, you know, a lot of people are saying they hear Artie's anger. They hear his, you know, he's vicious right now. You're a good guy. You're a good-hearted soul. And I know that about you. But I'm hoping and praying that you do take some time for yourself. Sit down. Yeah, okay, so you don't go away and do stand-up for a week, and it's going to cost you money for not doing stand-up, but
who cares?
I'd rather you spend the money, go to a shrink, and sit there and talk about yourself, even until you're sick of talking about yourself, till you break through, until you get to understand what's going on, and let him understand who you are.
Right.
Because if the theory is that you're insane, good, get medicated. That's easy. That they can fix. If it's not insanity that you're doing this to yourself.
Howard makes this all. Not everybody is capable of dealing with the medication either.
That's right.
It's not that easy.
No, what I'm saying is this is complicated. So what I'm saying is, I don't think Artie's insane.
I don't either.
But I'm saying is, go get
if I was insane, Howard, I don't think you'd keep me here. I mean,
you don't know that for sure, Artie. I've seen him hire insane people.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm sitting 2 feet from him every day.
They couldn't keep the job.
Insane people, you know, listen.
Right.
I'm being dramatic for purposes on the air, but the fact of the matter is, we don't know what's going on inside of you, nor do you.
You know what? You're right.
I don't know what's going on inside of me.
That's what's scary.
I'm having somebody diagnose me and help me.
And you know what? And for years, I pushed that away, and now I'm embracing it.
All right. There you go.
And it's a lot of credit goes to you for that, man, and I appreciate it. You found the guy, and I love the guy.
Well, Artie, as important as all of this is.
Yeah, but the one thing I would like to say is, you know, because I much like Artie, I am fascinated by people who are out of control, you know, because he's always talking about, you know, his hero, Keith Richards and John Belushi, and, you know, every hero he has, Charlie Parker, they're all crazy. And, and they were literally insane.
That's right.
And I was watching that Hunter S. Thompson thing, or Thomas, whatever his name was.
Hunter S. Thompson. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Well, I wasn't watching that. I was watching a documentary about him.
Yeah.
And the man's brilliant, but he's in pain every day of his life. And he's taking these drugs to try to get out of his own head. And eventually, you know, it took a long time, but he eventually killed himself. And it was like, you know, that's what I worry about with Artie, is the darkness.
That's right.
That severe.
Well, that's why it has to be diagnosed.
Well, you know,
and you can't get diagnosed in a day on something like that. So
Hunter S. Thompson, I believe, blew his head off at the age of 60 because that's the exact age Hemingway did. I think he said, Hemingway blew his head off when he was 60, and that's what I'm going to do. Believe me, guys, I promise you, I'm not in that place. I'm not there.
All right.
I'm not
That's
there.
good.
I'm far from it, as a matter of fact. I might be annoying, but I'm happy.
By the way, as important as all of this is, there's something more important to discuss. Everybody is here for the Bang My Dad update.
By the way, I saw these people. This was so funny. I saw them on the street yesterday as I'm driving. The 2 daughters and the father, and he had a smile on his face.
Yeah, we'll find out what happened right after this. Let's take a break. Everybody calm down.
Wow, that was a rough hour, man.
Well, listen, you're the toast of the town. You're the man of the hour.
I don't even care about that shit. I mean, I appreciate the last 10 minutes here, but... you know, I promise you, I'm doing better, and I'm working on everything really hard because I want to be alive forever now.
Yes.
And I got a second chance. The doctor told me I'm lucky to be healthy. Like I always thought I was going to die from health issues, and he said, no, if you can control your anger and stuff and not destroy yourself, you'll be around for a long time.
You might actually live.
And I want to live for a long time.
Well, that's good news.
All right.
Not to everybody on the Stern Fan Network, but I do want to live for a long time.
The Stern Fan Network wants everyone dead.
It is weird that it's getting this much attention, though. I mean, Joe Buck, if he pretends to be upset about this, I really think it's stupid. But again, I don't want to show any anger.
There was one line in that whole thing, and it happened to be the very first line,
right,
that maybe Artie would take back or change it and make it a little less...
I wouldn't take it back because it got a reaction. But Scott's right, it was strong. But if you take that line out, I don't think there's that much of a deal right now.
Yeah,
but, I mean, look, I said the jizz line during the internet part.
Well, that's internet.
Maybe we're desensitized because where we work, but I tell you, we all fucking laughed.
And everyone in the crowd was laughing.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear me bomb? I didn't bomb.
No.
You know, Ross Greenberg did not return our phone calls.
Of course not. Ross Greenberg, I don't think is operating on a ton of brain power.
Hey, I'm Kathy Griffin. I'm here to visit Howard and the gang today. I'm promoting season 3, my Emmy-nominated show, My Life on the D-List, as well as my new special, which premieres tonight called Everybody Can Suck It, where I make fun of celebrities and things in my life and things in others' lives. And I'm here to talk to the gang. I haven't seen them in a while. So
it has been a little bit.
Yeah.
And he likes to mix it up with you and talk celebrities. Do you have some good stories or some insight to give him?
I think I do. Yeah, I have lots of good stories and insights, my own celebrity run-ins, as well as Paris Hilton's mugshot on the cover of the New York Post.
You've got to be loving that.
I love it. It's huge, and it's a beautiful color photo with full hair and makeup. And hair off to one side, which, Mel Gibson didn't think to do.
All right, Kathy, have fun with Howard today.
Thanks, I will.
Where's Kathy Griffin these days?
She's what?
What?
She's asking to come in because she's got to leave at 8:30.
Oh, tell her to just cooler jets. What's her problem?
Where'd she
See
go?
Kathy Griffin's stand-up special, Everybody Can Suck It, tonight at 9 o'clock on Bravo, followed by the premiere of Kathy's show, My Life on the D-List, at 10 o'clock. I can't believe that show's still on the air, My Life on the D-List.
This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th season.
Very successful. I thought it would only last one season, Kathy, and here you are in your 3rd season.
She can't even be calling herself D-List anymore. She has a successful show.
It's Emmy-nominated, in fact. Hi.
Well, you look good.
What's up?
Hi, everybody.
How's your eyes?
Hi. I met your doctor.
Yes.
Dr. Ronnie?
I'm going to be honest. She doesn't look professional. She's on her laptop.
Yeah.
She's on her laptop, and she kept asking me the date. You just click on that button. It gives you the date. She's
She doesn't know how
online.
to do that. She says she's on the computer all the time. She should know where to find the date.
But she's doing one-line emails, I noticed. Like, she's not
Yeah.
writing long letters. It's a lot of one-line emails. How's that working out?
This is day 2.
She's detoxing. Have you ever detoxed? Do you ever go for these kind of wild diets like Robin does? She's drinking juice.
I can't
and
stick
tea.
to them.
No.
2 days, and then I'm excited to have one good BM, and I move on.
Well, Dr. Ronnie is now living with Robin for the next 2 weeks and shadowing her every move and preparing
Why do I
drinks.
think this is your idea? This sounds like something you would come up with to
No.
torture poor Robin, who does nothing but love you.
If I did this to Robin, she would sue me for torture. But she
Dr.
does
Ron,
it to herself.
a case.
Dr. Ronnie's writing a lot of one-sentence emails like, money's in the safe behind tennis ball art.
And Artie, I'm very upset about what is your sojourn that you're going on? What
My
kind
what?
of journey is this?
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
Howard just rolled his eyes right
he
at
wants
me.
out. I ain't saying nothing. Do it. Artie's got to do what Artie's got to do. Do your thing.
What? So
Am I here? Can I speak?
Yeah.
he's getting very confrontational on his
Oh,
sojourn.
he's angry with me. He says I'm not his
Well,
brother.
yeah,
I mean,
he's-
forget about it.
What?
Yeah, it's been horrible.
He's testy, and he needs
Yeah,
to
they're very
take some
mean.
time at the ashram or something.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Robin-
give him the
Robin
support
is-
that he needs? And you're not being nurturing enough,
I'm the bad
Howard.
one. I'm the
You're
bad
the
one.
You're the good cop. Right?
Robin is
I thought
shoving
I was a
fruit
good
up
guy.
her ass, and I am going on a sabbatical.
like a holy man.
Yeah.
You think it's all Howard's fault?
I'm
We're
going-
both in this condition.
Speaking of leaving shows,
I'm going to find God.
so you're being mentioned as the replacement for Rosie O'Donnell. Boy, you wouldn't give your left tit to be that.
Well, I'm actually doing it again today. This is my 3rd time
Have
this
you
week doing
done
it.
this? Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did it last week and the week before.
Now, Barbara Walters has said to you, look, this is an audition of sorts? Or
She hasn't said anything. I live in fear of Barbara. I'm terrified to be in her eye line,
Right.
and I'm terrified to say the wrong thing, perhaps about the Kissinger family, who she probably had dinner with last night.
That's right.
I am terrified of Barbara Walters.
But if you're on The View, they're going to
Yeah.
hire you because you're so outspoken. If you get terrified, then you're not going to get the job.
See, that's the problem, is I cannot censor myself.
I heard a rumor that you went to dinner the night that Rosie O'Donnell announced that she was leaving the show, the day
I
of the
had
fight.
the best dinner in New York.
Tell me, you are
Myself,
really...
Rosie, and Cyndi Lauper went to dinner.
You're
kidding.
What about
Cyndi
that?
Lauper.
Yes.
You and Rosie.
Yeah, I'm adjacent to the lesbian mafia.
Well,
I'm
what
not
did you-
in it.
What did you? Well, Cindy's not a lesbian.
No. But we're both lesbian friendly.
What? Tell me what
seem
you
gay.
heard. Tell me.
I
What,
do. I have
You seem
a couple gay genes.
You're in the Seams gay
I could
community.
be a hermaphrodite. I've never
I can
really
believe
had it
you
checked.
would do gay stuff. Sure, I would believe
why
that.
not?
Have you ever tried gay stuff?
I haven't.
But
I
you're
have
thinking
never
about
gotten out. Why not? I don't really care anymore.
You know,
So
I feel
could-
bad for. I feel bad for Kathy's ex-husband. I feel like he got the short end of some sort of stick.
How is that possible?
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I like the guy. I grew to like the guy.
He
like
was
on
a
your
very
show.
nice guy. He was.
Is it completely over?
It is. It is.
But
Because I read on this season of the show you'll be trying to patch up the relationship.
No.
No.
You're in season
Is it
2.
in- I
I'm
heard
sorry.
I heard you finally told Larry King
Yes, I did.
everything.
I told Larry King some stuff.
Why would you tell
can't
him and not
everything.
me?
You told us you would tell us.
No. Why would you do
Sounds
that?
like the guy used your
here's
ATM
why.
card once to play some cards, and you gave him a heave-ho.
Your
What,
hus-
if I
that's
once
the-
you mean for 2 years systematically, yes, that's
Is
what
that the
happened.
most embarrassing thing when your husband steals money from you?
Yes.
It's got to be. It makes
It's
it feel like
awful.
you were paying the guy to be your...
Exactly, and like he never really loved me, and the whole time I questioned the whole thing. I questioned the wedding day. I questioned every time he said I love you. I questioned
Oh,
the
that
whole thing.
sucks because I like the guy.
He was very, very nice, and
Has
I
he
really
tried-
do wish him well. And
Has he tried to get back with you?
No,
He has
He
not.
really didn't. No, he sent me one email wanting to see the dogs, and that was about
you
it.
ever trust-
So he must have really been in love with me.
Will you ever trust another man again, or do you think that no man
not
can really
really.
love you?
I think here's what I'll never do. I'll never get married again.
Right.
Been
Are
there,
you
done
dating?
that. I am dating, and I love dating. I think dating gets a bad rap, and I don't like when women dread dating or think, "Oh, I'll do anything but date." I
Do you
enjoy
ever fuck
dating.
a guy on the first date?
Yes, of course.
You do.
Absolutely.
You'll put out,
Yes.
and you like that.
Yes, I do
And-
like it.
And you dated some.
And I also don't like that whole thing like where women don't really want to have sex and the guys have to like beg them and the woman has a headache. That's
So you
not my
give it up
experience.
right away.
I give it up as soon as possible, and here's why. I am on the road about 150 nights a year. And I don't have time for the dance. I don't have time for the like the meet for coffee first and see if we like each other enough for lunch.
We're in the fast lane. Move.
I like to cut to the chase. ABC always be closing.
Your husband got about 72,000 off of you.
Yes.
And by your estimate. So
By
that-
my estimate,
so it's
yeah.
not
Well,
a-
you got off pretty cheaply.
Okay, I don't understand that. And you know what Larry King says to me?
That's one
He
gig
says,
at the
"What's-"
Borgata.
Right, he says, "What's that to you?" I said, "It's a lot of money."
No, but if it was taken without you knowing it.
Well, that's the thing, and it really and truly, you can't trust a person who does that again because
right.
over,
Well, don't forget,
over
Larry
like
King used to write bad checks to people, so he probably kind of identified.
That's
He
got to be his
understands.
wife's like shopping bill at Rodeo Drive for one afternoon.
And she deserves it,
But
believe me. Could you fuck Larry King if like he was the last man on the planet?
No.
There's no way, right?
No,
There's
I don't
no way
think so.
you could spread your legs for that.
No, but I will tell you, I did a really interesting gig recently. I did the Larry King 50-year anniversary toast. And here's what it was. It was Bill Maher, me, Dr. Phil, who's a fucking tool, by the way. I can't stand that
Worst
asshole.
television show I ever saw. by
And
the
he's a
way.
fake doctor. He's
I-
not. He
forget
doesn't
Dr.
help anybody.
I'm not saying Dr. Phil's the worst show. That Larry
That
King
Larry
tribute
King
was
tribute
the worst.
was bad.
Wasn't it awful?
Horrible.
I know. And they called me, and I was so honored. And Jane Fonda was there, who
Right.
I idolized, and it was such great company. And then when they said, "Well, it's just in the little room with the blue dots," and I said, "Well, there's no audience." Well, it's really sort of a toast. And then they said, first they said it was a roast, and then a toast.
It was the cheapest done show I'd ever seen. So
And Bill
cheaply
had to do.
done.
Bill Maher had to do his monologue to nobody. He,
I know.
He was looking at the camera, and then by the time I got out there, I'm sitting there looking at Dr. Phil, who's of course not laughing at my jokes because he hates me,
Right.
and Jane Fonda, who doesn't know who I am from Adam, and I'm trying to like do jokes. And it was a very bizarre
That is a
setup.
rough room.
But let me tell you, the commercial breaks were awesome.
Why?
It all went down in the commercial breaks. Well, first of all, Larry was barely talking to the commercial breaks. And at one point, Suzanne Summers just went, "This is uncomfortable because no one's talking." And I loved her for that. And Larry kept saying, "Sean's got a migraine. I got to get home."
Oh, my
Sean has a migraine.
That's the wife?
Yes.
At his toast?
At his own I mean, you're there working your ass off.
Celine Dion phones in and sings like Titanic.
On
She
the
just phoned-
phone?
Yes.
On the phone.
Yes. And
And
I'm
Jane
excited
Fonda
by
kissed
this.
Larry's ass like uncomfortably,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I tried to watch
What's
some of
her
it.
problem?
I don't
was
know. They go
actually
way back.
excited about the Larry King 50th, whatever.
Yeah, because it was a good group of people. Bon Jovi called in and
Yeah.
sang live.
But it was an absolutely awfully produced show. It was an insulting.
I never watched it.
I mean-
Well, I tried to say, look, if you're going to do a roast, you have to do it like Comedy Central with the audience and the people in tuxedos,
You
and
need
somebody's
life.
got to host it and stuff. But I think CNN got scared that people were going to be too tough on Larry or he wouldn't like it. I'm not sure what. But it was really fun to be there, but the commercial breaks were more fun.
Go back to the Rosie O'Donnell story for 1 second.
Okay.
So you're there. Rosie O'Donnell blows up. She decides to leave The View.
Right.
She gets into a big fight.
And she knew that day, which I didn't know, because I was actually on a plane because I was co-hosting the next day. So I was on a plane. I didn't see the blow up. I only saw it on YouTube, which I found very infuriating to watch, because if you really watch the full 10 minutes, Rosie actually doesn't even talk for like the first 7. You know, it's really Joy sort of saying her list and stuff. And then they go at it. And so I got off the